The 3 reasons why Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run in 2024. Let's get into it. Number 3. No student loan forgiveness. Students are very pissed off that Joe Biden didn't keep his promise to forgive student loan debt. What exactly did he say? Sorry, wrong quote. We should forgive a minimum $10,000 per person of federal student loans. And also, young people and other student debt holders bore the brunt of the last crisis. It shouldn't happen again. Afghanistan, inflation, COVID, Ukraine, stock market, record lows. These are all you, bro. Now, why can't Biden keep his promise to these poor college students? I mean, we're sending millions upon billions to Ukraine. You mean we can't spare a little bit of that money to the U.S. citizens' education? Something ain't right here. Well, here are some facts when it comes to student loan debt. Afterwards, you might have a better understanding of why the federal government is not going to absolve you of your financial responsibilities that you willfully agreed to. As of November 2021, the consumer debt reached over $4.4 trillion. Student loans make up the bulk of that total. The federal government effectively owns all student loan debt as of the Affordable Care Act that was signed back in 2010. Obama. The federal government is responsible for all student loan debt that defaults. As of July 2022, students that have defaulted on their loans is at 93%. Damn! You need to borrow a job with your broke ass, always trying to spend up somebody's shit. Get the hell on, Felicia.
Remember that.
Remember it, write it down, take a picture, I don't give a fuck! The reason that number is so troubling is because the U.S. Treasury states that in their 2020 annual report, student loans make up 20% of all U.S. assets. Here's a fun fact. Before the Bill Clinton administration, the federal government effectively owned 0 student loans. Yeah. Forget forgiving student loans. I wouldn't be surprised if the federal government just stopped new federal student loans altogether. Number 2, high gas prices. The U.S. national gas price just went over $5 in July 2022. Biden has blamed Putin, oil companies, gas stations, Trump, pretty much everyone else. Several factors make up the price of what you pay at the pump. The price per barrel of crude oil, refining, taxes, marketing, and distribution. The price per barrel of crude oil makes up over 50% of the price that you pay at the pump. So it kind of begs the question, where are we getting our oil from? Here are the 5 countries that the US imports its crude oil. Number 5, Colombia at 3%. Number 4, Russia at 3%. Number 3, Saudi Arabia at 6%. Number 2, Mexico at 10%. And the number 1 place the US imports its crude oil from? Canada, standing at a staggering 62%. So if the biggest indicator of what we pay at the pump is the price of crude oil, then what is the price per barrel of oil for Canada? Canada's price today is at $96.03 per barrel of oil. To add some context, let's take a look of what Canada's price was November 3rd, 2020. What's going on? What do you mean you want to put it up? I know how crazy the difference is, but just like Jeffrey Epstein's client list, I want you to put it up. $37.10. The Canadian price has risen 2.5 times more ever since Biden came into office. Do the math. The number 1 reason? Inflation. That's right, inflation has risen to 9.1% as of mid-July 2022. Oh, that's gonna hurt the working class. But inflation itself might be a concept a lot of people are unfamiliar with, like not shaking hands with ghosts for Biden. Inflation is identified when prices rise over 50% within a year. On top of inflation, the GDP's second quarter numbers are in, and it signifies that we are effectively in a recession. A recession is identified by the GDP having 2 consecutive quarters in the negative. In fact, that actually puts the US in a very interesting scenario, and this rarely happens, if at all, because when inflation occurs during a recession, what you end up having is what is called a stagflation. Stagflation is characterized as when unemployment is high or on the rise and the price of goods and services continue to climb. Hunter, what the hell are you doing on the carpet, man? Damn, I forgot I spilled some Parmesan cheese on the carpet the other day. Now that we know what inflation is, how the hell does it happen? There are several reasons for inflation, so let's quickly go over some of the most important causes. Increasing fiat currency, aka printing money. When the federal and central banks print money at a rate that's higher than the economy's growth, you end up with higher prices. I'm sure you've heard the expression, not worth the paper it's printed on. The increase of price of basic materials. For example, when the price of oil goes up, it essentially has a trickle-down effect in which all goods and services prices increase as a consequence. Just think about it. When a business needs to replenish its raw materials or products, how do they get it over? Well, the more popular ways is by truck, airplane, boat, or train. What do those run off of? AOC, you have a bachelor's degree in economics, right? What do all those run off of?
Ass, look at that big juicy booty.
Why do I even bother? Next is a strong housing market. When homeowners, contractors, and builders make home improvements, they tend to buy large quantities of raw materials. When they do that, those raw materials prices spike. And the reason being is because of the high demand. And the housing market isn't the only culprit of this type of spike in price. When the federal government institutes explosivatory fiscal policies such as infrastructure bills, you end up with the same result. Didn't Biden pass an infrastructure bill not too long ago? Well, there you have it. The 3 biggest reasons why Democrats do not want Biden to run in 2024. I hope you had fun and learned a thing or two. Alright, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.